What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Scale Riders podcast, episode number 227, 65 Locs. I just jumped on the freeway right now, heading out. I'm in Southern California, cruising, heading to my destination. Had some time. Let's do a podcast. It's been a while. All of December. I noticed I didn't even do a podcast all of December, but it's all good. I mean, busy month. Traveling with family. It's all holidays. People are on vacation. This is that's like that 1 month that everyone has that opportunity to either be at home or travel. To visit friends or loved ones, and hopefully as well hitting the bench too. So I know on the last podcast I had spoken about, I had mentioned, for my trip, the recap from Mexico. And I did mention about a video visiting a Gundam store. That video has been up on the Scale Riders YouTube channel. It's up there. So in case if you guys are curious and want to check that out, it's already there. Just go on YouTube and look up Scale Riders. You should be able to find the channel there. And that video's already up, so just check it out. Just some of the stuff I saw there visiting that store. But hope you guys have been doing well. We're in January already. Happy New Year. It's crazy how fast the year just went by, and we're here now, starting things off. It was nice to see people's posts on projects that they had finished for the year of 2023, and I'm just looking forward to seeing what you guys create for 2024 there. But it's always nice to see those compilations and just variety of different builds. Even if you just build one build or are continuing on one, it's cool right there. Whatever satisfies you, makes you happy, that's cool right there. Because I know we all got stuff going on too. Families, we got other projects aside from model building, stuff like that. But now that we're starting off the year, this is a good time to plan out what you guys want to do. If you haven't done so yet, haven't gotten started on your builds, definitely start. It's nice to start fresh, right? Just to see, all right, it's January, let me see what I want to start, and kind of calculate as to what shows you want to kind of aim at having this build be completed for. Because there's going to be many shows every month in different states, cities, throughout the year. And until we start to get to the end of the year, I'd say November is probably like some of the last shows we start to see, and then December. But in some areas, sometimes they only have one show throughout the whole year. It's more of an annual show or a couple, and that's it. But for others, they might be spoiled where there's tons of shows all the time going on right there. So even if I guess try to pressure yourself to get that one ready for that. But if not, at least try to attend the show if possible. Just playing by ear how things go. Man, I talk about shows. We got NNL West already right around the corner. January 20th. It's already here. It's just weeks away. It's not too far. By the time you're hearing this episode, I mean, we're probably going to be 10 days out from it right there. For those that are planning on going, that are going to go, I look forward to seeing you there. Say what's up. Come through, say what's up. Friday, Alex is hosting another pizza party, which is going to be dope. Slice of the West. So that's going to be awesome right there. Looking forward to that. I remember going to last year's when he did his, and now this year he's doing it again. So looking forward to that. And I'm just excited, see everybody there. And it's fun because it's if you're planning on getting there early, hit up both things, because at least you got a couple things to do. You got the pizza night, and then you got NNL West the next day. Because once it's at NNL West, once it's over, everybody just bounces. Sometimes people leave early too, so sometimes you don't even get a chance to say bye or hang out after the show, because everyone's busy doing their thing. But at least this is a time where it's more relaxing. You're there for the cars, for the people, the pizza, and just kind of hang out. It's more of a hangout, a very, very chill hangout. And it's just nice because you do get the chance to talk to your friends and meet some people, ask some questions, things like that. And since it's not that big of a setting, it's more intimate, it's more chill right there. So yeah, it's gonna be cool. It's coming up super fast. I know my plan Friday is I'll be driving up Friday with one of my homies, my homie Randall. He's the one who always he's always there helping me out at the scale riders table. So if you guys see him, Randall, no, I'm playing, just Randall, just joking. But yeah, so we'll be out there. We'll be heading out in the morning because by the time we head out early morning, by the time we get there, out in that area, it should be, I would say, close to noontime, 3 p.m., something like that. So we'll be out there, and man, I might be hitting up a record store out there too. I saw that in San Jose. There's this shop called Needle to the Groove, so I might be checking that out right there. Just to see what they got. I don't know. I always like visiting record stores whenever I get a chance to. And so San Jose area, we'll be out there pulling up, and then once we check in to our hotel and all that, unload everything, get all squared away, we'll be on our way to go check out and hang out with Alex at the pizza night and Slice of the West, hang out with everybody, and yeah, it should be fun. Make sure you come through though. I know Alex always does a nice, really cool, customized award for the Slice of the West. So make sure you come out. Try to get that award. I'm also gonna. I told them, yo, let me sponsor your award. If you want to do another one, let's do it. I'm gonna bring some stuff. I'm gonna bring some stuff for the winners too, that get picked. So make sure you come through. I'm gonna add on to that award that Alex will be giving to the person that he picks. I will also be bringing something from scaleriders.com to gift to the winner. And yeah, it should be fun. And what is it? So NNL West, I'm also going to be giving them some stuff. I know every year we give them some stuff like door prizes, things like that, or even just donations that go onto the table for the raffle table. So I'm going to bring those up with me and hand them over there in the early morning when I get there. So I'm gonna put some Scale Rider stickers on those, so you'll be able to see if you're one of those winners, and you go up there to the stage to select one of your prizes. You'll know which ones are the ones we brought up, and it's just crazy. It's crept up so quick. I remember last year, sending in my paperwork, all right, cool, we're gonna do it, it's official. Getting the email confirmation with my table number and everything. I was like, dope. So later I'll be posting that. I'm gonna look for the map and kind of a little highlight where I'll be at, just to let you guys know. If you're going, and if there's something you want me to bring that you want to get there, let me know. Let me know now, so this way I can set it aside and bring it up for you, and we can make them arrangements right there at the show. So it's going to be at the same location, the Santa Clara Convention Center. It's right next to the the 49ers stadium. I think it's the Levi Stadium. So should be fun, man. every year that I've gone, it's been fun, you know. It's been chill, seeing all the homies and stuff like that. And I'm just looking forward to what people are going to bring. I know some people are traveling from far away. Some people were telling me like, yo, I'm going to be out there, so let's link up, or I'll see you there. So looking forward to that. And man, if you're traveling from far and you haven't made the decision to go, man, you should do it now. Because if you wait any longer, it's probably not going to happen. I'll tell you that. Because it's going to, like, rooms are going to get booked up quick. And, I mean, there'll be stuff available, but it'll be just more expensive, right? Hotel rooms, like, for a night, will just start getting a little bit more expensive. Tickets, too, start getting more expensive when it's, like, last minute kind of deal. But that's the NNL West coming up. And, like I said before, I feel like this might be the only show that I'll be doing as far as vending for the year. I know there's another one I will be participating with Armando Flores in March. It's not a model car show. It's more of a car show, like a lowrider show. And you know, Armando will be hosting the taking care of all the RC cars that will be going down over there, and I'll be out there with them as well. So I'll be out there soon. More info on that soon. It won't be until March. So, but aside from that, I you know, as far as like a model show, scale model show, like the NNL West will probably be the only one that I'll be rocking this year. Most other ones, I know I won't be able to do. It's just, you know, this last year, I did a lot of them, and I felt a little exhausted, especially because they were on weekends, like on Sundays. And it's just kind of one of those things where, you know, it takes time away from family, you know, and it kind of sucks because it's like I already have an online store, you know, and I know it's important, have the presence and all that right there, but it's like every year my daughter's only going to be a certain age, and that's it, you know, she's going to get older. So I don't know, for me it's like very important to like be there and be able to create memories hanging out and stuff like that. And you know, it's also just nice to be relaxing, like both days, Saturday, Sunday, and then, you know, back to work, back to the grind, the Monday to Friday, you know, and I don't know, it's just like it takes up a lot of time. And then not only that, there's a lot of prep, like you gotta like select what you got going on, this and that. What am I gonna take? Now we gotta put labels on all this stuff, you know, with the barcodes, like scan it out so it's not in the system anymore after it's sold. Like, you know, it's definitely work for sure, you know. But yeah, I would say like the nights before are what become somewhat stressful, leading up to the show, and just, you know, like that's the grind, you know. You stay up late packing, wake up early, and then you're like gone the whole day, and by the time you're done, you're like tired. And then it's like, oh, damn, time to go to sleep. Oh, dang, tomorrow I got to go to work, you know? And it's like you missed out on the day with your fam. And it's like, damn. And my daughter's small. I mean, she's only 3, you know? And, it'd be different if I had a kid who was like 40 years old. It's the same age as me. Nah. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like they got their stuff going on already, you know? But right now that she's small, it's like, you know, I gotta do as much as I can with her, and just like, you know, do our thing as a family. But yeah, you know, just throwing that out there. So those that, you know, that go to a show and are like, oh man, he's not here, you know, it's if you're looking for something, you know, just visit scaleriders.com. Like, it'll be there. And but yeah, I'm gonna try to do things different this year. I mean, I would say like the last like 3 years, I've been just straight bending every year. Or yeah, I would say probably like 3 now. So it's just one of those things that, for now, we'll see what happens later. Maybe a year later, I'll change my mind and I'll be like, all right, let's go back and do it. Now I got a little helper. She's right here now with me, and she wants to make some money or something. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. But as far as now, like this year, I kind of want to change things up. And I mean, there's always you always got to try different things. You can't get stuck on one thing. I got to switch it up. I've been doing some updates to the website too, some changes, things like that, just to like make it a little bit more appealing to the visitor when they get there to the site. And I'm still gonna keep doing some slight changes on stuff, just trying to see what's a way to make things like better, on the search, just having things available, things like that. And at the same time, I'm gonna do some changes where I'm not, I think I've already mentioned it, where I'm not gonna get as many kits as far as the quantity of the same kit. This way I can broaden the selection. So as an example, instead of getting like 5 kits of the same model, right, or 10, I'm only gonna get like 2. So this way I can select other kits that I normally don't carry, So if there's been like maybe some AMTs or Revell kits that I don't carry, this way I have the proper space to be able to fill in with those kits that I don't normally carry and have them in. So now the selection is a bit wider and broader, less in quantity, but more in the selection. And this way, if there's only 2, I mean, if people pick up 2, then it's sold out. And, next time I get more, I'll keep getting this like small amounts, but I won't be restocking it right away either. It's going to take time. So this way, like if I have something that you're really, really looking for, then just grab it, because it's going to take me a while to get, So that's like a rotation there with the kits. As far as like detail parts tools, I mean, those are like the forefront things that I really want to like have in stock majority of the time, I would say like tools first, detail parts second, and like paint like third, kits fourth. I hate to put it in that kind of, first, like whatever, like numbering, but it's kind of like, I guess, like a focus, like for now, because, okay, like with tools, it's very key. It's very important, I know for a lot of people, you only need one set of tools and you're set, But I know that there's a lot of new people coming in, and there's also people that want to upgrade their tools, because sometimes you might be using a number 11 hobby knife, right, with the number 11 blade, and you might have been rocking that for like the last 20 years, 10 years, 5 years, because this is like what's always like used, and is recommended. But then if you start exploring and you go, wait a minute, there's all these other different shape and size hobby knives, smaller blades and everything, and you start to expand, and now you start to collect those other hobby knives and you start using them, you'll start to see and feel, like, wow, this has a different handle, this has a better cut, this very clean. You'll start to see the differences in there that later you'll start to say, all right, this is going to be the hobby knife when I have to clean all the flash off of a body. This other one here just cuts tape. This other one here is just going to cut my decals out. So you start to switch it up and mix it up, where these are your dedicated tools for particular jobs. The same for tweezers. We tend to use the same tweezers for everything. But But then again, there's going to be a moment where you realize, wait a minute, there's these ones that are anti-static. These are plastic at the tip where they won't damage certain types of materials that I'm using. Because I know sometimes like you could be using, metal tweezers, and sometimes when you do the compression, it might leave an imprint or it might damage whatever you're trying to hold. Because sometimes when we're holding something, our hands, we feel like we're going to drop the piece, so we squeeze harder, then we damage the piece. Sometimes too, tweezers have teeth, like tiny little teeth, that could even damage the piece that we're working on, even if it's really light. So there's so many different types of tweezers, especially with Disc Bay, the stuff they've dropped. I mean, they have different curves and different, God Hand has like some really nice, premium tweezers as well that are super dope. And pointy tip, flat tip, there's a little bit of everything right there. The same with the sprue cutters, there's some, like the Tamiya ones, a lot of those, they're like workhorses. They'll cut through anything, 3mm, 4mm, like styrene, bam, snap, and then you have some other ones that you don't even use them for that. You're using them to cut tape or to cut, like Tamiya tape. Even though you could say, oh, well, with the Tamiya tape, you could just, cut it off because it's already in its that little container with the little teeth. But you know what? Sometimes you want to get a clean cut. And instead of taking out the tape, laying it down on your hobby mat or on a table, and then cutting it with your hobby knife, what happens now is that you're compromising the bottom of the tape. Now it's not going to be as sticky. Now it has dirt. Now it has like whatever you laid it on. By the time you peel it off, instead of it being 100% originally what it was, now you probably got like 75 to like 60% of what it was, stickiness. So like when you peel off the tape off the roll and you go, all right, well, I want like a clean edge. There's certain nippers, special ones that you use to snip that, and you get a clean edge. And every time you snip it, you start getting clean edges, especially if you're doing, intricate paint jobs where you want a clean line. The same with the scissors. When you want to cut your decals out, Tamiya makes some very specific sharp scissors that are specifically only for decals, nothing else but decals. That's all they recommend for. And sometimes you might think, oh, well, I'm gonna use these scissors to cut foam or whatever other material, but you might damage those. That when you go back to your decal, it's not gonna be the same anymore. So you have to be very careful as to like what is it that you're using, and don't be afraid to expand the tools. Don't look at it as like, oh man, I just like wasted all this money. Like, no, they're gonna come in handy. When I look at my toolbox, I got something for everything, but this was like years of building it up, and like a lot of my old videos or even old posts, I always shared a lot of the tools and things that I was using for my builds and stuff like that. And what happens over time is you start to realize the kind of performance and the results that these tools give you, that you start to work smoother, you start to work faster, more productive with what you're doing, and you're just happy. You're like, man, like thanks to these tools, that it's enhancing my skills. Because a lot of the times when you're using tools that don't perform well, sometimes you don't think it's the tools, you think it's yourself. You go, oh man, I'm just like not good at this, I'm gonna give up, or I can't do this anymore. But then you start like playing around with stuff, and you realize, oh man, it's not even me, you know. Oh damn, I gotta scoot around because there's someone got in a crazy accident right now. Like 4 cars piled up, crazy. That was all that traffic. Yeah, it's a trip. How man, that just kind of threw me off right there. Anyway, so regarding the tools, like I was saying, sometimes you don't know that it's the tools. You might be thinking, oh, it's myself, I can't do it, da 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 da. And it sucks because you might want to give up, you know. I know, like when I wanted to learn how to use like spray guns to paint, I was always like, you know, oh, I want to get, dang, another accident? Dude, this is crazy. What the heck? Oh, damn, everyone's like smashing on people right now. There's so much traffic, and people are just like, dude, it's like accident after an accident right now. It's insane. What the heck? What's going on, bro? Man. Crazy. I don't know if you guys can hear my car. You got, oh crap. I guess it was rush hour or something, and people are just driving like maniacs, and they come to a complete stop, and they're all smashing on each other. And what the heck? Dang. And like everyone's just trying to get out of it, like, you know, but everyone's like impatient right now. So it's like, god dang. I'm just trying to get out of here too, but I don't know. Man, it's nuts. I just saw a bunch of cars all wrecked up right now. Weird. And on a day that it's not even windy, it's not even like rainy, it's sunny. What the heck's going on? But so speaking about the spray, the like the spray tools and all that. So you know I wanted to learn this stuff, but before I even bought anything, before I even like jumped in there, I was already like, all right, well, before all this goes down, before I start, you know, spending money and going down this rabbit hole, like, what is it that I'm trying to do? And am I really trying to learn? Or am I just kind of like barely dipping my toe into the water? Or am I really just going to jump in there and see if I could swim? You know? What am I going to do? So, am I going to just like buy a cheap spray gun and try to learn corners, and then I don't get the results because I'm expecting to be like dope first time around, and then just kind of like give up on it and be like, nah, like it didn't work out for me, you know, like nah. Or am I gonna be like, all right, I gotta do research, I gotta talk to the right people, I gotta save the money. All right, cool, I'm gonna spend this money on this, like, should I buy the mid-range one or should I buy the top of the line one? All right, let's go Iwata, top of the line one, but which one? And then, all right, we're gonna go with this one, you know. And all right, if it doesn't come out good the first time, we gotta keep dialing it in. Don't give up, and then bam, it's gonna happen, right? So I wanted to go out that route right there because I was determined, like, nah, I gotta learn this stuff, you know. I know I can do it. So, you know, you start buying the you know, expensive tools, like a spray gun. Something expensive would probably be like under $500. So like $300, $400, $500, right? And I know for a lot of people, they don't want to spend that money. They go, nah, man, that's a lot, you know? And that's fine. But I know for me, I'm like, dude, this is going to last forever right here. Like, if I take care of this spray gun, this thing's going to last me a long, long, long time. And it's going to give me the performance, especially with the technology that they got going on these spray guns. Bam, get all that stuff. And then, you know, you start paying attention to what people are doing that are in that field, all the artists, start asking questions. And once you start giving it a go, you know, you have your tank and everything, your hoses, everything, right? You start doing it up. It's like you go, oh wow, we're getting off on the right foot right now, and you're learning as you go, and then right away, okay, I know it's not the tools, I know it's me. I just got to dial it in. I got to figure out my settings. I got to figure out how am I spraying. And it's even good to record yourself too, to see the angle of your hand and everything, right? Like what you're doing, your movements. And then over time, you start to get the practice and you start to gain that confidence. And then you finish that, and then you go to another project and another project. And as time goes on, you go, man, like I'm starting to kind of get this. Like, you start to get a little bit better at it and better at it. And then obviously through the years, you're going to get good. It's going to just come very natural. You're going to be like super happy. And it's the same with model building. I mean, now, if you're new and you see like someone that's at a high level, if you really want to get to that level, I'm pretty sure I am confident you can get to that level in like 2 years or less. With all the new information that's out, with all the tools and the materials, everything is just right there at arm's reach, And if you have the determination and that confidence, you'll get there. You'll definitely get there. And you'll be able to just be among us and take it to the next level, and just keep pushing and pushing and pushing. And that's why we always have to like pay homage and like respect those that came before us, that were doing model building from back then. And it's an appreciation because you go, dang, you guys were doing it back then when there was none of these, a lot of like all these things that are available, they weren't available then. The internet wasn't there. The closest thing was like a magazine, maybe a show, maybe. No one was calling on the phone like, hey, like everybody was just on their own, doing their own thing. And then people started to come together later, So it's kind of a trip, like all these years, and a lot of the artists that I've met that build models, most of them were doing things already from the 90s, right? So think about that, the 90s. And a lot of them continued on in the 2000s, 2010s, and now we're in the 2020s, right? Like this era of the 20s. So we just started 2024. How is model building, scale model building gonna be in 2030? Think about that. 6 years from now, how are things gonna be? If you look at the timeline, how things have excelled from buying a model kit from the store, building it, and then that's evolved into kit bashing, people customizing, wanting to create a model that was never made, just modifying it to be like, look, this one, I bought it as a 49. They never made a 50, but I'm gonna do these customizations to make it a 50 a 50 or a 51 or 52. You start switching it up, and later that turned into people that were kit bashing and just customizing. Started resin casting, right? Making molds. And just now casting these models that were never made. And then that turned into, oh, you need a donor kit. All those changes, it's what helped pique the interest of the model builder, and to keep it going, keep the heartbeat going of model building, right? As time went on, the skill level started to get higher and higher for the time. And then, you start getting people detailing like crazy, engines, interiors, but primarily engines, you know. And it was like, wow, like, okay, this is getting crazy. Later, the wheels, you know, you start seeing people making their own rings, their own hoops, their own faces, aluminum wheels, all this stuff, right? All those people that took the time to do all that are contributors. They're all people that contributed to the hobby, you know, which is amazing, you know. And I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people out there that probably did it for a time and then they disappeared, and we probably don't hear their names anymore. Maybe some of you know, and those are the ones that, you know, we should be shouting out and giving thanks to, you know. If you guys are listening to this and, you know, maybe there's someone in your neighborhood or somebody that was doing something and you have a photo or whatever, like, share it, you know, share it. And you know, time goes on, and then, you know, obviously through the years, these companies, scale model companies, start producing the models you want. They start bringing out old models that weren't available in the 90s, you know, things that were made like in the 70s or 80s, you know. Now they're repopping them. Boom, boom, boom. All right, cool. Oh, wow, we got a new model now. You know, they got the new tooling for this and that. All those things make it exciting, you know. And then what happens later in the future, you know, leading up to now, we start seeing information pop up, message boards, YouTube channels. These are all things that contributed, right? Everyone taking the time to make a video to explain how they did this, to explain what they're working on, to get group builds going on, anything, just anything to feel like you're in a community, to be a part of one. So this way you feel like you're not alone, like you're just not, you know, just a good way to communicate, sparking friendships. There's a lot of people that know each other for so many years that could say, yeah, we met on YouTube or on Instagram, and, like, you know, we finally met in person at a show and we're still friends to this day, you know. And then you know, social media pops in, Facebook groups, all this stuff. So now that this is all here, as time's been going on, to keep it going, now we got the introduction to the people printing 3D printed parts, bodies, and like everything basically now, right? Everything's being created, everything's being customized. People are starting to explore more, like, what can I do? What can I contribute to take model building to the next level, right? People are adding LEDs to their models now, you know. These are all just things that are like, wow, like, people are now taking the plunge into painting things that they were scared about touching a model. Now they're taking the time, digging in, they're jumping in the water, they're doing it. They're starting to get the results. They're starting to notice, like, all these enhancements, you know, which leaves us now, 2024. More and more people are building model cars, you know, and if you're on Instagram and you're always looking at cars and you follow people that build model cars, you're going to keep seeing nothing but model cars, like, in your algorithm all the time, right? And some people might be thinking, oh, well, you know, model building's dead, I don't see it, or whatever. But it might be because you might not be following any of this stuff, you know? And you'd be surprised. You might be thinking, oh, these communities don't exist. They exist. They're out there. It's just you have to be in it, you know, to know. There's a lot of companies that are going hard. They're investing. They're they're coming out with more and more stuff every year, new models, new things coming up, and at the same time, it's like, we keep building. We keep building. We keep doing our things. We keep building cars that makes all of us excited. Cars that we dream we had. We go to a car show, or we see something like this on Instagram and we get inspired, or somebody gives us an idea. You see something different from a car that's custom, and you go, dude, I want to do that to my car. Or I want to switch up my model like that. That looks crazy, And sometimes you just want to challenge yourself too. It's like this satisfaction feeling that you get in your brain, of something being the unknown, and then you do it, and you just feel it's like putting another feather on your cap, And I don't know. There's just so many things, but I feel like with model building, it contributes to a lot, and with our life as well. But think about 2040. Like, what's gonna happen then with model building? A lot of things are gonna obviously still be printed, 3D printed. There's gonna be a lot of that. Companies are still gonna be making model kits, new ones. Still repopping some old ones, and it's just one of those things where, if you want things to change by 2040, think about what you're doing. Think about what you want to contribute. What do you want to do? What do you want to contribute to the scale model world that's gonna create a ripple effect to change in the future, to keep this pulse going, because I don't see it ending. I don't see it stopping. I'm pretty sure, like, I'm 40 years old right now. I'm pretty sure when I'm 50, 60, like, if I make it to those years, there's gonna be people still building model cars, And, with all these cars being even like 132 scale that Aoshima's coming out with, man, I'm almost waiting for the explosion of 132 scale. Like I wonder when there's going to be a scene for just that. Like, imagine going to a model show and everything's 132 scale. And you're like, whoa, what the heck? Like, can I enter? Can I bring in my 124? And they're like, oh, I'm sorry, man, it's all 132. And you're like, dang. Or they go, no, not yet. But it's that table back there. And it's just one little table and everything's 132. How crazy would that be? Or, But, and then you could combine both. Two communities coming together. Boom. It's very interesting. It's just very interesting to see what comes out. There's this company from China called I'm gonna pronounce it it's either PZ or PZY. I don't know. I don't see periods on there, so it might be PZ. It might stand for something. But anyway, it's from China, and I took notice of it last year. And by the time I came in contact with them to get, some of their the kits that they make, they basically make resin body kits, and like full kits. And last year I picked up, I'm gonna say like 5 copies or 6 copies, I think 5 of a Porsche. I mean a Porsche that they came up with, and it's one of those cars that you're not gonna see that being made into a model, especially with the types of liveries and things that they gave you, all the packaging and everything that came with it. I mean, it made a lot of noise when they announced it, right? People wanted to get their hands on these models, but some people are a little hesitant because they're like, man, I don't know if I want to order anything from China, or is it going to get here, or what's up, or am I going to get ripped out? They don't know. It's a new company. Like, what's going on? So I was like, yo, like, I got in contact with them. I wanted to pick some up. I managed to get some copies, and yeah, they came through. So I ended up putting them up, like, in the store. And I mean, these cars, like, by far were going to be the most expensive model cars that I'd be selling on my site, right? I want to say, I think it's about $165 for a kit, right? That I was like, dang, I don't know. I think these are gonna be some that I'm just gonna buy and they're just gonna sit here, I don't know. I don't think anybody's gonna buy them. I don't know. But when I ordered them and I put them up on my site, before I even received them, I was already getting hit up from people. Hey, I see it on your site. When are you getting them? Are you already sold out? Oh no, I'm gonna get them. Oh, let me know. So I was like, damn, like, people want them. So got them in, put them up, and yeah, dude, people started buying them, and next thing you know, it was like I was sold out. I was like, whoa. And it was fast. It didn't take that much time. I was just tripping out. And I know a lot of the people that bought them were collectors, like, and I mean model builders, but that collect, like, that's what they build, is Porsches, or they just like collect like high end, like, meaning like Lamborghinis, like the high end, more the high end cars and stuff like that. So I was like, holy crap, like, this is crazy. So they sold out on that. He did have like a Toyota Yaris, but he said that was their second one, and he was saying, like, yeah, they're not, once they print these and they make these, they don't go back anymore. Once they sold out, that's it. And then the same with like this BMW. I don't know which series or model of the BMW, but I believe that was one of their first ones, and that one sold out. I didn't by the time I came into the picture to do business with them, it was around the time when the Porsche was going to drop, so I managed to get my hands on that. So now they late last year they announced that they were coming out with 2 Liberty Walk Aventadors. Different one's like what is it? Not a T-top, but it basically has no, man, it almost looks like it's a T-top. But one of them has a solid roof and the other one doesn't, kind of like a little convertible. But it looks dope, and it's Liberty Walk. And like when you look at the photos, dang, that car looks so aggressive. It looks so mean, like it just looks dope, So those are dropping, and I saw those and I was like, dude, I gotta get those. I gotta get them in the store. So hit them up, putting another order, and I want both for the store. So I'm only getting 5 copies of each again, 5 and 5, and once I get those in, if if they sell out fast or whatever, then I might, I'm not sure, I might get more, I might not. I might be like, no, that was it. Like, I only wanted to get those, and that was it, They look dope, though. They are going to be retailing about that same price, like $165, and I think one's like $155 or whatever. But they look sick. And I have them listed on the site right now, scaleriders.com. They're not available yet, though. You could just view the photos and preview it. It's going to say sold out, but I haven't, they're just listed. I haven't put them up yet. Like, until I update the quantity, once I have in hand, then, they'll be available. But, man, these things are coming. I'm just waiting for them to be shipped and for me to have them in hand. That way I could put Scale Rider sticker on there, and boom, whoever wants them, they'll be available. But that's a product that looks so dope. That's coming out for the year of 2024. Going to be dropping. It's going to be available in the US. So this way, if you want to get your hands on one and you're kind of on the fence and you don't want to order it directly or whatever, you don't want to order it overseas, you want to order it here in the US, shipping out from Southern California, then you can just check it out, scaleriders.com, because that'll be the place. Once we get it in, we'll be available. Pack it, ship it, pew, get there. And man, I'm just excited. I'm excited for those ones to come. There was we also just received our new batch of Bob Smith Industries glue, the CA glue. So the beginning of this year, we received new glue, and it has our updated new logo on the glue as well. So all the new bottles, we have the half ounce and the 1 ounce have the new logo on there. So you might want to check that out right there. If you need glue, we do have those available there, and I'm super happy about that. And aside from the glue, in late December we did get some restocks on items. We did get a lot of Tamiya stuff in that we needed to restock on, especially the Tamiya lacquer, the LP series. A lot of those little small bottles we needed to restock on those like paints. So we got a lot of that stuff in back. It's available. Tools too. I am expecting. Damn, now I'm thinking about that. God Hand. I'm expecting a package from them too. So what I'm going to be doing is mystery boxes are back. They're available on the site, and I am going to be doing something new this year, where I will be putting together like a beginner's like a tool set, and then also more like an advanced or professional tool set, where you'll be able to decide, because I know a lot of us that build, we always know someone that wants to jump into it, get into it, and instead of pointing them in different directions, we can always just point in one direction and be like, look, if you want to get started, there's this kit you can get, and this is like a good start to get started with model building, So I'm going to be putting something together pretty soon that's going to have like a cutting mat, hobby knife, tweezers, files, or sanding pads, things of that nature, hobby knife, all that stuff, all the essentials are going to be there, So if you want to get started, boom, you can get started right there. And man, I'm thinking, man, I should buy like one of those what is it, like a shrink wrap thing, where you could how cool would that be, to put something together where you just put everything in, put the plastic, and then you what is like a little heat gun or whatever, and it just compresses the plastic on there, so it's all like a bundle. That'd be pretty dope. That'd be kind of cool. But we'll see then. We'll see what ends up happening. But I'll keep you guys posted. Should be fun. And man, what else? NNL, man, it's already here. It's coming up. Excited. So I'm gonna be checking out right now because I'm already getting here. So 65 Locs. Thank you guys for listening to me, supporting the podcast. I appreciate all you guys. Keep doing what you guys are doing. Just stay busy. Reach out on Instagram. Say what up. If there's anything you're looking for in particular, keep me posted. And if you want to send me an email too, it's info@scaleriders.com. All right, guys. Well, 65 Locs right here, checking out. Keep on building. No limits. Just keep pushing. All right, peace.